I was born on May 18, 1952, in Fort Worth, Texas. My childhood was simple, carefree, and good. Like a Hallmark special movie, it was different, interesting, romantic, and unforgettable. It was a time of few responsibilities and many new experiences. I blossomed in school. I loved learning, and I can never get enough of it. I've never stopped being curious about everything and everyone, and deem it a pleasure to know how to find answers to questions. I enjoyed getting an education like nothing else. I'm very fortunate to be educated, and I believe a good education teaches you how to learn. I learned at a young age that I was different from other girls. I enjoyed being athletic, participating in track and horseback riding. In high school, I learned that I had a knack for drafting, and I quickly fell in love with it. But there was one thing that set me apart from other girls my age, and that was my obsession with flying. I dreamed of becoming a helicopter pilot. I remember I used to say to myself, I might be something more than a farm wife, a dime store clerk, a secretary, or a nurse. I might be a pilot. After divorcing my husband of 5 years, I moved to California in 1977. I was young, naive, independent. I thought I was ready for marriage, but I was wrong. During the divorce, I learned where I fit in. I was on my own, but in the end, I felt I had what it took to debunk all his old-fashioned ideas. I finally earned my pilot's license a year later. And in 1980, while attending an air show, I met the Rutan brothers. The three of us hit it off right away. Dick Rutan and I began a romantic relationship. What initially attracted me to him was his love for flying. I remember one particular evening, the three of us were dining at a restaurant when, like always, we started talking about flying. Somehow we came up with the idea to build a plane that could fly around the world non-stop. It's impossible to remember who made the statement, "We could do that." However, history proves that one of us did. At first, we were not completely serious. Then we started discussing logistics, and matters got serious in a hurry. Thus began a truly roller coaster ride over the course of the next 5 years. We drew, planned, built, tested, went back to the drawing board, drew again, built again, and tested again. Each time something went right, we celebrated. Each time something went wrong, we learned a little bit more about ourselves and the journey we were on. There were many times when I was discouraged, and people would ask me, "Why don't you just quit?" Can you imagine all the hard work I put into this, busting my you-know-what day after day? Anyhow, I soon developed a motto: never allow anyone to talk you out or keep you from your dream. So I soldiered on and completed an improbable dream. Finally, on December 14, 1986, Dick and I were ready to take off in the Voyager. The actual takeoff was a little rough, but the flight was much rougher. We spent 9 days in a cockpit no bigger than a telephone booth. We were sleep-deprived and constantly being tossed from left to right. We barely escaped a tropical storm, and we endured one of the 2 engines completely breaking down. I have never forgotten those times when I had to do a lot of praying to make it through just one more day. On December 23, 1986, 9 days and a total of 116 hours in the air, Dick and I landed, breaking the previous endurance record. There were plenty of times when I doubted myself and my ability to achieve my dreams. But something within me kept pushing me further and further. I knew that I was on the brink of something great. Now, when I look back, I know that I was right. For me, failure was not an option, but failure was okay if you had tried your best. I learned that change is also okay, but dedication counts more. In the end, hard work is not only counted on, but expected. Never, ever give up.